I have been asked lately a lot if I get lonely being a solo traveler. So I thought it would be a good idea to address this. Um, I personally, when I thought of van life, I was doing it for myself. I wanted to grow as a person. I wanted to figure out if I could do this by myself. Um, and so I jumped in. I So I think it's important to ask yourself, am I comfortable being alone? I am somewhat of an introvert, so I do value my space. I don't always need to be around people. In fact, a lot of times when I'm in the city, I start to get a little anxious and I need to get out and just come out into the mountains or by the ocean or whatever natural wonder I am near. So I think it's kind of natural for me to be traveling solo. Now in the future, would I share my space with somebody? Probably. Um, but right now it's my space. It's completely situated for me. And I did that on purpose. So part of being a solo traveler is that you have to be completely self-sufficient. Now for me, this was new. So I'm pretty proud of how I've been doing. I but self-sufficiency is a new thing. So if you are comfortable already being self-sufficient, more power to you. Me, I wasn't. So even right before I left, I still had people helping me out with things, which really do appreciate. But now that I am by myself, I have to do it all on my own. So I have to figure out, where am I traveling to? Where am I going to park? Do I need to fill up with gas before I enter this town? Because I'm not going to get gas for another 40 miles. Um, if anything goes wrong with the van, I have to find the mechanic. Just everything day to day. Doing errands, letting the dogs out. It's all on me. There's nobody else helping me. So that is something new. And, but, like I said, it's a growing experience. So ask yourself, are you comfortable being self-sufficient? The next thing is, what do I do if I start to feel lonely? So I definitely reach out to people. I call family, I call friends, I text people. Um, I definitely use social media as a way to speak to people, like right now. Uh, I go to bouldering gyms. I go to Starbucks coffee and talk to people. I have stopped random hitchhikers on the road and we had lunch together. But I do have a rule. I do not pick up hitchhikers, but I will feed them because they looked very hungry. So yeah, I just kind of get out and talk to people. I've met some really interesting people. People, they have great stories, or they're just really interesting to observe. Uh, and I have to put myself more out there in order to do that. So, again, it's more growing for me. Like, for instance, I just talked to a park ranger for 20 minutes because he thought my van was cool. So, uh, yeah, if I get lonely, I just seek out human companionship. I will say, though, online dating, a little difficult to do when you are traveling, uh, but it has been done. I also tend to do a lot of journaling, so I write down my thoughts when you are traveling. There's a lot of time to think. So um, journaling is a great way to do that. And I take a lot of pictures to remember the places I've been. And what I realize about this is it's all on what I decide. So if I want to stop in a certain area, I can. I don't have to ask somebody else, well, what would they do? So do I recommend solo travel? 100%. Whether that is for a week or months or years, I definitely feel like it's a very powerful feeling to be completely on your own. And I definitely think if you're contemplating it, go for it. What's stopping you? And the great thing is that if you don't like it, you can always go back. You can always change. There's no rule saying, well, if you make this decision, you have to stick with it. No. You can do it for a day, and if you hate it, then stop. You know what? It's your life. You do what you want. It's for you, nobody else. So I think that's really important. So if anybody is contemplating or questions or anything, I can give you a lot more detail.